All right, so today's deep dive, you guys really threw us for a loop with this one
Huh?
most annoying celebrity couples.
Oh, yeah.
You're really testing our positivity today, but hey, we're all about exploring the why behind things.
Absolutely.
So let's unpack this list from the top 10's website and see what makes these couples great on people's nerves.
It's always fun to see what people
Yeah,
respond to and what they don't like.
right, exactly. And
And it's more than just gossip, though, isn't it?
yeah,
This list is a fascinating window into what bugs people and why.
I completely agree. And speaking of bugging people,
Yeah.
the couple reigning supreme at the top of this list is, drumroll please, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Does this really surprise anyone?
Not at all.
No.
And one commenter even called them a proclaimed messiah and a plastic abomination. That's harsh,
Wow.
but it highlights the extremes these two represent, even individually.
Right.
She's become a symbol of manufactured beauty, and he's Kanye.
He's Kanye. There's no other way to put
Yep.
it. And yet, even some of the people who submitted them as annoying seem to think they're perfect for each other. What's that all about?
I think their over-the-top personalities kind of feed off each other, creating this amplified annoyance that
Yeah.
some people find completely captivating, love them or hate them. Kim and Kanye know how to work the public's attention.
Yeah. They really know how to get under people's skin, I guess you could say.
They do.
All right, so we get why they're considered annoying. But what about the reasons behind the annoyance? Is there a pattern here with these couples? Like, what are we seeing?
Take Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, for example. Sure. The commenter who submitted them called Holmes a gold digger and said they preferred Cruise with Nicole Kidman.
Oh, interesting.
It's like their relationship was judged against the backdrop of his past romance,
Yeah.
and the public had already formed an opinion about what a Tom Cruise relationship should look like.
That's interesting. So public perception of one celebrity can actually influence how we view their subsequent relationships. We're not judging them on their own merits as a couple.
It plays a big role. The public builds narratives around these figures, and it can be tough for a new couple to break free from those preconceived notions.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. And speaking of narratives and public scrutiny, no list of annoying celebrity couples would be complete without Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Their relationship was a roller coaster from day one.
Absolutely.
Right.
The accusations of cheating, the whirlwind romance, the adoption of children from around the world, they were constantly in the spotlight.
Right.
And let's not forget their very public displays of affection.
Which some people found endearing and others found, well, annoying.
It's fascinating how certain behaviors like PDA
Yeah.
can evoke such strong reactions. Some people see it as a genuine expression of love, while others find it performative and attention-seeking.
So true. And for Brad and Angelina, those PDAs became part of their brand as a couple, just like Kim and Kanye's over-the-top personas.
Precisely. It all contributes to the public's perception of them, and whether that perception skews towards annoying or adorable depends on individual interpretations.
Okay, so we've got the big names, the ones everyone knows and loves to hate. But what about some of the lesser-known couples on this list? The newcomers and contenders, so to speak.
That's where things get even more interesting because we start to see how public annoyance isn't just limited to A-list celebrities.
So it's not just about the level of fame, but something else.
Take Paul and Jan Crouch, the televangelist couple.
Okay.
They were submitted for their lavish lifestyle and over-the-top personalities.
Mm-hmm.
It seems their perceived hypocrisy, preaching humility while living extravagantly, rubbed people the wrong way.
Ah, so it's not just who they are, but how they behave that contributes to the annoyance factor. It's about values and how these couples' actions clash with what some people consider appropriate or ethical.
Exactly. And we see this reflected in other couples on the list as well. Annie Fensby and Eric Damgaard, the Danish model and IT millionaire, were submitted for embodying the trophy wife stereotype,
Right.
which feeds into those societal anxieties about wealth and status.
Totally. Speaking of questionable lifestyle choices, Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin, while no longer together, still make the list,
Right.
even though they're consciously uncoupled.
Yeah.
Gwyneth's Goop brand, with its sometimes out-of-touch advice, continues to be a source of annoyance for many. Remember that quote about her job being as stressful as fighting in Afghanistan?
Oh, yeah, that one definitely didn't land well.
It did not land well.
And it speaks to a broader trend. We're seeing celebrities who seem disconnected from the realities of everyday life are more likely to be perceived as annoying.
So it's not just about PDA or cheating scandals. It's also about this perceived lack of authenticity and relatability, it seems. The more a couple flaunts their wealth or privilege, the more likely they are to end up on this list.
And it raises the question, is this annoyance simply a reaction to the vast economic disparity between celebrities and the general public? Are we holding them to a higher standard because of their status and wealth?
That's a great question. Maybe we're more sensitive to their perceived flaws because their lives seem so unattainable. It's like we're looking for cracks in the facade for evidence that they're not as perfect as they appear. But that's a conversation for another time right now. I think it's time to dig deeper into these annoying behaviors and see if we can uncover the psychology behind why they bug us so much. Stay with us. You won't want to miss this.
Definitely stick around.
Yeah.
As we delve deeper into this list, it's becoming clear that certain behaviors seem to be universal triggers
Yeah.
for annoyance when it comes to celebrity couples.
Like we touched on before, PDA is a big one. It seems like every couple on this list has been called out for their over-the-top displays of affection, but why does that bug people so much? Is it just jealousy?
It's more complex than that, I think.
Yeah.
When we see a couple being overly affectionate in public,
Mm.
it forces us to become spectators to a very private, intimate act. And for some people, that can feel intrusive and uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like we're being forced to participate in something that should be a private moment between two people.
Exactly. This disrupts our sense of social boundaries and norms.
Right.
And then there's the question of authenticity. Is this genuine affection, or is it a performance for the cameras?
Right. Like with Brad and Angelina, their PDAs were legendary, but some people felt like they were always on, always playing a part.
Right, and that perception of inauthenticity can breed annoyance.
Yeah.
It's like they're using their relationship to further their careers or create a public image
Yeah.
rather than simply expressing their love for each other.
And speaking of inauthenticity, let's talk about another big theme on this list, infidelity.
Oh, yeah.
From Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie to Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson, cheating scandals seem to amplify the annoyance factor tenfold. Why is that?
Well, infidelity taps into some very primal fears and insecurities.
Right.
It makes us question the foundations of trust and loyalty, not just in celebrity relationships, but in our own lives as well.
It's like seeing these public betrayals play out makes us question the very notion of love and commitment if these seemingly perfect couples can't make it work. What hope is there for the rest of us?
That's a powerful point, and it's compounded by the fact that these scandals often play out so publicly, with every detail dissected in the media and online, becomes a spectacle,
Right.
a source of entertainment, almost like a soap opera.
And let's be honest, we're all drawn to drama, even if we claim to hate it. These scandals give us a peek behind the curtain, a glimpse into the messy realities of relationships, even those that seem picture perfect on the surface.
Exactly. And it reinforces our own anxieties and insecurities about love and betrayal.
Okay, so we've got PDA and infidelity, two biggies. Are there any other recurring themes that contribute to the annoying couple phenomenon?
Well, there's the mismatched couple dynamic.
Yeah.
The ones where you just scratch your head and wonder, what do they see in each other?
Yes, like Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez, their on-again, off-again relationship was a source of constant speculation and drama.
Yeah.
People just couldn't understand how those two personalities could ever mesh.
It's almost like we're projecting our own beliefs about compatibility onto these couples.
Right.
We have this idea of what a good match looks like. And when a couple defies those expectations, it throws us off balance.
It's like we're looking for validation for our own relationship ideals, even in the lives of celebrities.
And then there's the overexposed couple phenomenon, the ones who are everywhere all the time.
Like Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag,
Oh, yeah.
the Spady saga. Their relationship played out like a reality TV show with all the drama and manufactured conflict. It was exhausting to watch.
They seemed more focused on building their brand than on having a genuine connection.
And that lack of authenticity is a big turnoff for many people that makes the relationship feel fake. And who wants to watch a fake love story, especially when it's shoved in our faces 24/7?
It's almost like the more exposure a couple gets,
Yeah.
the more likely they are to become annoying. Their flaws and quirks became magnified under the constant glare of the spotlight.
So are we saying that fame itself is a recipe for annoyance?
It's certainly a contributing factor. The public's fascination with celebrity lives creates this feedback loop. The more famous a couple becomes, the more we scrutinize their every move,
Right.
and the more likely we are to find something to annoy us. It's a vicious cycle.
So what can we learn from all this? Are we doomed to be annoyed by every celebrity couple that comes along?
Not necessarily,
Yeah.
but it's important to be aware of the forces at play, the social dynamics,
Yeah.
the psychological triggers, and the media's role in shaping our perceptions. We can choose to consume celebrity gossip with a more critical eye, to recognize that these are real people with
Right.
real feelings,
Right.
and to resist the temptation to judge their relationships based on our own limited perspectives.
That's a great reminder. So
Hmm.
maybe instead of focusing on what annoys us about these couples, we can shift our attention to the couples who inspire us, the ones who seem to defy the odds and maintain a loving, supportive relationship despite the pressures of fame.
That's an interesting thought. Maybe there's something to be learned from those couples who manage to avoid the annoying label.
Right.
What sets them apart? Let's explore that in our final segment.
So we spent a lot of time dissecting what makes certain celebrity couples so annoying, but it's got me wondering, are there any couples out there who manage to escape this old annoying label? Are there any who actually make us believe in love in Hollywood?
Oh, that's a good question. And I think it's one that really speaks to this desire we all have for authenticity
Right.
and connection, even in the often manufactured world of celebrity.
Exact.
We want to believe that love can conquer all, even the pressures of fame.
Right. So are we just setting ourselves up for disappointment? Is every celebrity couple destined to annoy us eventually?
Not necessarily. I
Yeah.
mean, while it's true that fame can amplify flaws,
Yeah.
there are some couples who seem to navigate the spotlight with grace and humor, and they actually generate a lot of goodwill from the public.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me some examples. Who are these elusive, non-annoying couples?
Well, one couple that comes to mind is Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively.
Oh, yeah.
They're known for their playful banter on social media and their genuine affection for each other.
They always seem to be having fun.
They do, and they seem to have a healthy balance between their public and private lives.
Yeah.
And they don't take themselves too seriously.
They also seem to genuinely enjoy each other's company, which is always refreshing to see.
Another couple who often gets mentioned in this context is John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
Oh, yeah, love them.
They just exude warmth and normalcy, and they seem to have a very supportive and grounded partnership.
And they both have incredibly successful careers, but they don't let their fame overshadow their relationship. They seem to prioritize family and keep things in perspective.
Then there are couples like Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, or Michelle and Barack Obama. They stood the test of time both personally and professionally,
Right.
and they represent stability, commitment, and mutual respect.
It's like they've managed to maintain a sense of normalcy and authenticity despite being in the public eye for decades.
And that's incredibly appealing. It gives us hope that lasting love is possible, even amidst the pressures and temptations of celebrity life.
So maybe the key to not being an annoying celebrity couple is to focus on building a strong foundation of respect, trust, and shared values.
And to remember that a relationship is about more than just appearances or social media posts. It's about genuine connection, shared experiences,
Yeah.
and a willingness to navigate life's ups and downs together.
That's a great takeaway as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of annoying celebrity couples. I think the biggest lesson is this annoyance is subjective. What bugs one person might be completely charming to another.
Absolutely. And ultimately, it's up to each individual to decide which couples they find irritating and which they find inspiring. We all have our own preferences and values.
So to our listeners, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Which celebrity couples top your annoying list? And are there any couples you genuinely admire? Share your thoughts with us on social media, and let's continue this fascinating conversation. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.